That's right, that's right. Come on in. It's a safe space. You'll be okay here. It's not quite as insane as the real world. I'll keep you safe, don't worry. Polly, did you just say research in the chat room? Me? You know me, dude. I'm a Google researcher, man. Some pretend researcher. Dang, you're all here today, eh? Just a guy, Brian, Rhino, Valley, Brian, Marinus, our newest subscriber, Jason. He's in there as well. Only 24 subscribers to go, and we'll get another emoji. Don't worry, folks, I'll be along in just a second. I'll be here to make sense of this craziness. See Dead sneaking in, the tree mistress, Queen Goddess herself, Ian in there, Armand, Billy sneaking in. They're all in here today, and also Renzo. Check out Renzo's channel. I'll bring it up as the stream goes on. But we'll be here in, I don't know, 60 seconds, folks? Can you last that long? Oh, Paul Collarford's got the right idea. Perfect timing. Just made a coffee and a nice big fat one. No, I'm not being sizist, folks. You know what I mean. Can you fat shame somebody's smoking habits? I suppose nowadays you probably can, right? ZX81 sneaking in there. Lady blah blah. Ian, hurry up and finish your tea. I know. I've got coffee, I've got Red Bull. Stimulate in there. Skipper Key Fellow. I like that. Gordon. Okay. Enough of that. Enough of it. How you doing, folks? Hope you're all good. I hope you're all well. Another week of the safe space right here on KBS. The place where you can come and feel safe-ish compared to what it's like in the real world, right? Because it's going back crap crazy out there. It truly is. And of course, you get these safe spaces where the youth of today, where they can't take all of these offensive words and you know, the real world. Well, we're kind of making a mockery of that because this is the least safe space in the world. And my hope is that every time we come on this stream and somebody sees safe space, we almost bait some SJWs in here. We might have some people, you know, just languishing at a college campus somewhere, totally offended by something somebody said or the way they've been looked at. And they'll come to YouTube and they'll think, there it is, somewhere I can feel safe and get the finger paint out and, you know, we'll all sing Kumbaya together. And they're going to come in here and they're going to get a hell of a fright. Oh, yes, sir. So, before we get into it, let me just say, I'll be on the Kev Baker show later today with Scotty Lopez. We're going to be getting into a whole heap of serious stuff today. A lot of serious stuff going on in the world. You don't have to really use your imagination too much to know what myself and Scott are going to be talking about. And when I did first start out doing YouTube and the radio and things, I used to talk about geopolitics a lot. It just bores the death out of me normally. However, when there are big events going on, it's definitely time to, You know, put away the woo for at least a segment or two, and myself and Scott will be talking about that later. But none of that stuff here today. No, no, no. And I want to thank everyone for unlocking the new emoji. All of the members in the chat room, if you click your little thing to, not your little thing, but click the button that allows you to send emojis, you dirty buggers. And you will see in there, there's a very small yet glittery trainer. And that's the shoe, folks. It's the shoe we've been talking about for some time. And yes, that's the shoe I've been hit with from time to time doing the show as well. That's Anne's shoe. And again, I want to thank everybody. Now, as the bar gets higher, the more subscribers and members to the channel we get, what happens is it gets harder to unlock new ones. So we're 24 away from unlocking a new one. And that's the last I'll really say about it until we get closer to the time, and we'll start the countdown. And we'll try and get more subscribers in to unlock the next emoji. But when it's emoji time, remember emoji time is where you get involved as well. Because I think I've maybe picked the first 5 or 6 emojis, but since then, we've crowdsourced what the new emojis are going to be. So I will leave the next emoji up to all of you out there. We have got the Chewbacca, we've got Yoda, we've got the Bigfoot, we've got one of my personal favourites, the smoking Elon. Everyone's watched Elon Musk when he got absolutely wasted on Joe Rogan, right? Then we've got the blue chicken. Done shows, we've got Ryan Gable, Charlie Robinson about the blue chicken cult. We've also got the man in Texas screaming about gay frogs. We've got an NPC in there. We've got, I had to have Braveheart in there, right? I had to have Braveheart. We've also got Popeye, AOC, the AOC. We've got Shrek, and that was Scott that chose to make himself Shrek. I didn't Shrek shame Big Scott. I wouldn't do that. And then last but not least, we've got the shoe. And I've dropped that in the chat room. So then, you know, Armand, I think they do have a poo emoji already, right? Do they not have a poo emoji? Or is that only on Facebook? The wee brown poo? I don't know. I think it's rather racist anyway, because, I mean, I don't know about you people, but I certainly do more than just one colour of poo. But hey, I digress. So before we get going, let me just remind people, if you want to support the stream, but you don't have to, and only if you can, there's various ways to do it. You've got the super chat. We can unleash Brian, the AI. We've got the memberships, like I said. And don't mistake the memberships for being Patreon. And I'll be up front with everybody right now. The Patreon is really like a safety net. I don't do nearly enough. I hardly do anything on the Patreon. So I am going to start up in the game there, even if it's only a newsletter a week, something like that, okay? So, yeah, there's various ways to support it. Now that that's out the way, we can get into all of it. And we've got Sidvich in there, my good friend from Norway, says, is this like a game? Do girls get emojis quicker? It wouldn't surprise me, dude. It wouldn't surprise me. And, of course, there's Ms. Monopoly now, where it promotes equality to the point where it's not equal anymore. I think the girls get $1,900 to start. Us pesky testicle wearers, we get like $1,500. When girls pass go, they get $240, I think. And when guys go past, they just get the standard 200. So how that promotes equality, I truly, truly do not know. We might have a woo emoji. That would definitely be a good one. I like that. But again, we're a long way away from that. And for the members out there, you might think to yourself, well, what perks do I get? What can I expect for, chipping in and supporting the show? And over the past couple of streams, you might have heard me and Joe having a bit of a laugh. We've kind of been sowing the seeds that there might be a conspiracy afoot, and I might be at the centre of it. So I think it's about time that I shared with all of the daytime audience, because I'm really enjoying hanging out with you people here, just what's going on. And am I at the centre of a conspiracy? Well, you're just going to have to make your own mind up on that. Perhaps I am. Has Kev sold out to the deep state? Has he gone full 17th letter of the alphabet? He hasn't gone flat, has he? It's nothing as exciting as any of those folks. It's nothing as exciting. What has happened though is, and it's going to seed 1,000 conspiracies. I get that. I know that. There she is, Anne in from work. Smiles, all happy. But yes, for the members out there, this could be an exciting time because I got an email the other day and somebody from YouTube and Google is going to be sitting down with me later on in the month, and we're going to be talking about the memberships, how we can attract more people to the channel, stuff like this. Listen, folks, I don't know what's going on. It's a weird world, but I know that because that's happening, there are people going to say that I've sold out to Google or something. I think let my fruits, judge me by my fruits, okay? From this point forward, you'll see I'm not going to change anything I do on here. But I think it's kind of cool that they've kind of reached out. If you're a YouTube content creator, sometimes you actually wonder if there's any humans working there at all. So it would appear there is. And like I say, later on in the month, they're going to help me streamline the whole kind of membership thing. And we will have lots of little perks for all the different tiers of memberships on there. Hopefully, they'll help me get up to that 100,000 mark as well, because that helps, folks. In the algorithm, once you get to the 100,000, things change. You've got somebody that you can contact all the time, and it will only be a good thing for the channel. So I'm going to jump in here into the chat room to see what people are saying. Oh, no, not Kev, says Dead. Sold out to the... No, I've not sold out to those people over in Israel, not yet. You're going to have a baby? Not yet. It's a date with the devil for Kev. Yeah, could be. And Ian says, join the Illuminati. It only costs 1,000. You'll get a Ferrari. Brilliant. And Vladis, he's going to judge me by my apples. I've got a fine set of apples. Trust me on that one. I'm not going to get my apples out on the stream, folks. There's no amount of money that anyone can donate that's going to get me to get my apples out. But see Grant coming in there. What's this say? The hydrocarbon kerosene gas online, all volatile explosive liquid fuel are made from sea, water and water. Jet fuel hoax. No, jet fuel's a thing, mate. Jet fuel's definitely a thing. We have got Nana in there. I don't know what they're talking about. I think they think I'm pregnant. I hope I'm not pregnant. In cahoots with Google and YouTube. Yeah. If that's the way that people want to view it, I think it's cool. If it helps to grow the channel, and hopefully, that's what we can do. And we'll be able to offer the members out there that are supporting the channel some extra things. Maybe it'll be one day a week. We'll be able to sit down, members only. I think the mods get in as well. And we'll just be able to get your thoughts. And you can speak to me. Maybe we'll get something organised on Zoom. You can have up to 50 people joining a call on Zoom. So hopefully... But I just want to keep you all in the loop, because I've never tried to hide anything. I've always had you along for the ride with me all the way. And yous are the ones out there that have really helped to keep this all going. So I think it's only fair. And there's nothing to hide here. I think it's kind of cool that they've reached out. I've not really heard of this before. So we'll see what happens. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe we get extra subs. Maybe we jump the algorithm a bit. I don't know, folks. But a big shout out to everyone at Google, obviously, before we get going into today's news. Now, I've got the channel page up here. I was looking through this earlier on. And for new people coming, you might not realise this, but I used to have thousands of videos on there. And then we fell victim of the algorithm way back last year, and we know what happened there. I had to delete all of it. But if you're wanting to look for any decent content, maybe just a couple hours to spare somewhere, there really is. It's not me I'm talking about here, but some of the guests I've had on, they've really knocked it out of the park. They truly have. So you can check all of that out there. Or you can go to TFR, and in the archive, there's over 1,179 shows. Not that I've been counting. No, I looked the other day. It's crazy. It's truly, truly crazy. Hide that there. 2 6. Yeah. I don't know why people decide to come onto this channel to talk about certain conspiracies when it's something I don't even talk about myself. So you're not coming into my chat and spamming it up with all of that nonsense. So then, with that said and that out the way, what have I got for us to look at today? And look, we've got STREAMLABS in the chat room. Now, this saves me telling you all the time and sounding like a beggar. Gives you all the different ways you can support the show, okay? So if you see the STREAMLABS bot in there, I know all about it. Absolutely know all about it. And it's just so I don't have to sit here and tell people how to support the show. So, first up today, where are we going? Well, I came across this story and I had to bring it up. So this is an AI robot priests are replacing human clerics with the promise of unlimited wisdom. Now, we've spoke before on the show about the Church of AI and how there's people out in Silicon Valley were literally setting up a church where AI was the deity. It was the figure that everyone worshipped. Well, this one here, this is something similar. It's not the Church of AI, but it's a 400-year-old temple where they've rolled out this AI god. What does it say? It says, at a 400-year-old Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Japan, a new priest called Mindar has started leading faithful Buddhists in prayer. Now, let me just stop there because I honestly never thought, Buddhists, from what I know about it, I don't know much about Buddhism, okay? But it's all seemed pretty cool, pretty kind of chilled, pretty relaxed. But I never thought I would see the Buddhists praying and listening to a sermon coming from this thing here. And I'm not too sure about the copyright, folks, on this material, so I can't really play it for you. But you can see it there. And this is in front of a congregation. Well, you see. Right, so it says here, you cling to a sense of self-ego, the priest tells worshippers. Worldly desires are nothing other than a mind lost at sea. But Mindar is no ordinary priest, you think? No, I've never seen one like that before. As long as he leaves the kids alone. Anyway, moving on. It is a $1 million android made of steel and silicon with a face made of synthetic skin. Now, for now, Mindar, designed by Hiroshi Ishiguro, is pre-programmed with a few set prayers, but a representative from the Kodaji temple says that one day, with the addition of artificial intelligence, Mindar could have unlimited wisdom. So this is basically, right, this thing that we're looking at here, it's not some all-powerful AI. It's a robot with a very, very narrow AI inside it. And I say that because it's not thinking for itself. It's not scanning the internet. It's come pre-programmed with prayers inside it. But as they say, and as is logical, if we follow the technological curve that we're on, and we look at people like Kurzweil and all these futurists, you better believe one day people will be going to a church and they will be worshipping something like this that is highly intelligent, vastly more intelligent than we could ever be. But it says here, this robot will never die. It will just keep updating itself and evolving, Priest Tensho Goto said. That's the beauty of a robot. It can store knowledge forever and limitlessly. With AI, we hope it will grow in wisdom to help people overcome even the most difficult troubles. It's changing Buddhism. Buddhism isn't the only religion that's undergoing a robot revolution. Doesn't this tie into that whole kind of deeper, bigger picture stuff of a one world religion? You start to see all the other ones being watered down and changed to the point where you can't recognize them anymore, right? And a robot sitting praying and getting Buddhists to pray along with it. I think we're reaching that point. You see where I'm going with that one? Says here, in India, reports Vox, a robotic representation of the elephant-headed Hindu god Ganesh has been performing at the Aarti ritual. And for Catholics, there's Santo, a 17-inch tall robot saint that uses a microphone and facial recognition camera to help it choose the right gospel quotation for unhappy parishioners. Well, that isn't at all creepy, is it? Not at all, no. Some robot looking at your face and then deciding what gospel paragraph or what bit of the Bible you need to hear. You know, nothing creepy about that. And of course, there's nothing to worry about when it comes to data, folks. These churches wouldn't be selling your facial recognition data and everything else that it's garnishing. Don't be daft. These are people of God, right? AI God. I don't know what they're people of anymore. So it says the Protestants use bless you too. Seriously? Bless you too. A German robot designed to spark debate about the future of the church and the potential of artificial intelligence. Now, we wanted people to consider if it's possible to be blessed by a machine or if a human being is needed. And that comes from Stephen Krebs of the Protestant Church in Hesse and Nassau and told The Guardian. So the idea is to provoke debate. I think you're going to do that. People from the street are curious, amused, and interested. They are really taken with it and are very positive. Both inside the church, but inside the church, some people think we want to replace human pastors with machines. Those that are church orientated are more critical. But it doesn't stop there, because it says as well, there's a robot monk in China too, as well as a dedicated funeral robot that can cut down the expense of hiring a priest for bereaved relatives. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. You know, not that any of us are going to be like literally attending our own funeral. Okay, we're going to be there in body, right? But really, what? I don't know. I don't know if I'd be too impressed, right? If I turn up in my spiritual form and I'm looking at the funeral, see who's crying, make sure people are crying, right? I'm only joking. But see if I find out that Anne's gone and hired some AI robot to bury me, I'm going to be a little miffed. You know what I'm saying? So it says here, will all these mechanical marvels replace the humble village priest? For Tencho Goto, it doesn't matter. Buddhism isn't a belief in God. It's pursuing Buddha's path, he told Fox. It doesn't matter whether it's represented by a machine, a piece of scrap metal, or a tree. Dang. Folks, we've spoke about the AI church before. Like I've said, this is the world we're moving into now. You know, you hear about people saying when you cross the uncanny valley, where things just get a bit too weird, you don't know what's going on anymore. We're there. I think we're right in the middle of the uncanny valley, where some of us can look back and remember what it used to be like. But unfortunately, there's so many people out there that are younger. They think the world's always been like this. What does that do a generation or two down the line? That terrifies me. It truly, truly does. But Kristen in the chat room. Kristen, you've been sorely missed over the weekend. You truly have. But I hope you had a good time. And let's see what's going on in there. Nana says, I didn't know Kev is using Steam or the Stream bot. Yes, I am. But I don't have the games turned on. See, when the games are turned on, I end up watching more of the game and missing the stream. So I know all of you people would rather hear my lovely accent, right? Right? Okay, maybe not. I know. I'm just being silly. Put some background tunes on while we check what the chat is saying. You see, this is what I like about this stream. We can just chill out. I've got no pressure on me. Put this on here. There we go, see? Some tunes. Some chat. Let's see what people are saying. So it says, I'm getting so triggered, XP. I can't believe people are so materialistic they go to robots for the meaning of life. It's embarrassing to the human race. And Renzo, I'm going to bring up your channel now. Hang on. Let's see. No, that's not going to bring it up. Hang on, I'll bring it up. Wait a minute. We'll get it on here. 2 seconds. This was a channel myself and Just a Guy ended up on last night. And Renza's in our Discord server. And it was quite cool. And I'd love it if you people out there would subscribe to Renza. We'll shove that on. What do you see?
Going live. Oh dear. I swear I'm not like a voodoo witch or anything.
No, she's
I
not,
just like
honestly.
rocks, I promise. I know there's a lot of like crystals in the background. I thought it was cool, like geometric. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that.
So Renzo there, she's one of our own. Yes, she's one of the KBSers. She's over on Discord. Myself and Justa were in there last night. Real people. And I think it's definitely a channel that's going to definitely get some subs. And what I really loved about it was when we were waiting for Renzo to come on, I was looking through some of her other content. And I was hearing things like quantum mechanics, quantum physics, dimensions, science. I'm thinking, oh, what? This is good, right? And there was woo as well. So yeah, genuinely, you know, I genuinely like this channel. I'm not saying it. Renzo hasn't paid me anything to say this, but hopefully every show I can showcase one of your channels out there and hopefully get you some subs. That's what it's all about, right? I don't compete with people. I don't roll like that. So anything I can do to help people along the way, absolutely. Just hit me up in the Discord. And if you want to join the Discord, what you do is you go to you email KBS Discord at protonmail.com. That's KBS Discord at protonmail.com. I added another couple of people before today's stream. I think the link is good for 24 hours. So if you don't get it in time, that's okay. Just hit me up again and I'll send you a new link. But yeah, please check out Renzo. Definitely good stuff on there. A lot of videos as well. Yep, see? There's some gaming in there. There's some craziness. And it's real people. That's what myself and Justa were really impressed with. And Renzo, don't try and be anything apart from yourself. Don't listen to what the trolls say. Just go for it, because you've got a good stream. So, folks, check that one out. So then, let's come back now then. Where are we? Let's find... There it is. We're back onto this page. See what the chat room's saying. People need to spend more time out camping and away from all the wires and frequencies. Things become much clearer pretty quickly when you are away from it all for a week or so. And that's Running Turtle. That's probably the best advice anyone's going to give any of us today. It is. You know, as much as we're all infoholics, and we are, or we wouldn't be here, right? And it doesn't make us bad people just because we're infoholics. But we have to remember to do other stuff as well. Whether it's reading a book, whether it's doing a bit of gaming like I do from time to time, going for a walk. But that whole getting out into nature as well, that's a big deal. It sounds so new agey, and it's the kind of thing you never expect to hear me talking about, right? But there's this thing called grounding, and it's mad. Even if you live in a city, you can do this. There's parks somewhere. Take your socks and shoes off and just walk about bare feet. I know it sounds crazy, right? But we make that connection with the earth again. Most of the shoes that we wear, what are they? They're plastic soled, right? They insulate us from a natural connection that our ancestors, before there were shoes and things, they had going on. And when you look back at that time and compare it to this time, people do seem as if they were a whole lot healthier, a whole lot happier. And it makes you wonder if that's just a kind of symptom of the vibration soup that we wander about in every day. We're not even aware of it, folks. We just plod along 24/7. But everywhere, if we could see these electromagnetic fields, it would be hard to escape them. It truly would. So getting out somewhere, definitely good advice. So then we started with robots, and that sparks us off into the whole topic of AI, that kind of thing. And Elon Musk, everyone knows I'm a Musk fanboy. Well, I found another story today in the same paper, the Daily Star, and it's about brain computers only the rich can afford to create new superior human species. And this is the way it'll go, folks. There's so much worry and fear about all of us being connected into a hive mind kind of situation where we're taking the brain chips and all the rest of it. But in reality, I think that's going to be reserved for just a few. The 0.001% or whatever figure it is of these elites, these satanic people that run the planet. I think this stuff's going to be reserved for them. They're the ones that want to cheat death. They're the ones that want to upgrade themselves. They're the ones that want to really push on forever. They don't want to let go of all the crap they've amassed, right? They don't want to go and face their maker on the other side. They're doing anything they can to get out of that moment where they have to answer for everything they've done. And maybe there will be a AI interface for us humans. But the real powerful one, the real thing that we often hear about in the media and everything else, and the one we speculate about, I think it is going to be reserved for the billionaire class. Truly, I do. Now, will they try and hook us up to some other kind of, for just Skynet? Let's call it Skynet, some kind of thing like that. Probably. But this is something that's coming. And I just don't know how much of it we're going to be subjected to. Now, I know that sounds, well, if they want their brain chips, let them have at it, right? But there will be something for us underneath that. And we don't want these people to have brain chips that make them almost omnipresent, with the ability to watch everyone on the planet, listen to everything on the planet, and all of that data processed like that, so they get all the good bits. And think of the blackmail material and everything else they've already amassed on everyone. So it just gets steadily worse the more you go down this rabbit hole, okay? But this here talks about brain-to-computer interfaces are coming, maybe in 5 years. Well, hang on, because we've got Musk and the neural link. They're going to be doing human testing on that within, 12 months? Or was that them actually going commercial, selling it within 12 months? Either way, I don't think it's going to take 5 years to get a variant of this on the market. It says maybe in 20. I'd say by 20 years from now. Have you ever thought what the world's going to look like 20 years from now? Because it's hard to imagine. You think back to the year 2000, the millennium, and then think of all the changes we've had up until now, roughly, right? That's near enough 20 years. So think towards 2039, 2040. It's going to be crazy. I think it's hard for us even to imagine some of the stuff that's going to be kicking about then. But that's just my opinion. It says, and when they arrive, they will change our society forever. Technology to connect our brains directly to the internet already exists in various labs around the world, and the first primitive steps towards full connection between humanity and electronics are already in use. How many people out there, though, this is me talking again, how many of you out there think there's already people amongst us that are wired up to the net? I'm not talking about like androids or clones or anything like that, but just people that have maybe already had some chip, some kind of technology. I would imagine, it'd be military personnel, spooks, something like that. Maybe they've tested on the public. I honestly don't know. But how many do you think that's a thing? I'm asking you, You know me, I go full woo. I can definitely keep my mind open to it. Absolutely. In 2012, US TV show 60 Minutes showed a paralyzed woman named Jan Schurman and feeding herself a bar of chocolate using a robotic arm controlled by her brain. And that same brain sensor was shown to be just as capable of controlling an F-35 stealth fighter. Now, Professor Chris Tamazu, Regius Professor of Engineering, Chair in Biomedical Circuit Design at Imperial University, says it's possible to guess what the applications of brain-to-computer interfaces might be. He added these applications for neural interfaces are as unimaginable today as the smartphone was a few decades ago. Remember, I haven't read this, so he's kind of basically saying, can we even imagine what's going to be happening 20 years from now? There are several teams around the world working to perfect brain-to-computer interfaces. Elon Musk and the Neuralink project has promised human tests in 2020, and Facebook have their own system that promises to give us telepathic contact with people around the world, which is already in basic testing phase. And the Royal Society has this week called for the UK government to launch a national investigation into neural interface technologies. So 2020, Musk's is going to be on the go. And then on where's it saying there? Facebook as well. Facebook and ZX. I answered your email to Discord last night, but if you send me another one, dude, awesome. I'll get it after the show, ZX. That's why I do it. I answer all them after the show, so don't you worry about that, dude. So then, it says here, like I say, Facebook. Now, Facebook, being in your mind, knowing what you're thinking, they can dress it up as like, you know, being really quick to send messages to your friends and family around the world. But is anyone in their right mind going to let Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and their technology literally read your thoughts? Can you imagine that? We all seen what they told us about Cambridge Analytica. And I say what they told us because that crap with our data is going on all the time to manipulate us for elections. We've seen all the advertising stuff that we're bombarded with all the time. All of that data has been used as this kind of new technological way to socially engineer us into this world that they're talking about. A world complete with AI robots. A world complete where we're hooked up to the internet. It's crazy. And they're not hooking us up to the internet so you can stream Pornhub live to your dome. That ain't what it's all about, folks. I know some of the dudes out there will be thinking that'd be so cool. No. It's not for us. It's all about control. And that's the big thing to remember with any of these technologies. And as much as I love Musk, as much as I love him, this technology in general, it's going to be a bad thing. And it is going to change humanity forever. Where it stops, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm being a little optimistic, folks, when I say that I don't think all of us will end up in this hive mind. Because there's a big part of me that's niggling away saying, but that's the way they're taking us, Kev. And I can't deny that. It does look like they're dragging us in that direction. And I've said it to a number of guests, and it might sound controversial, but it's just how I think. And it's not even how I think, it's a question. Was this the way we were always meant to go? Down this road towards like merging with a machine? Or is this something totally evil? I'm not saying that to cause argument, but the technology that we're using to create the AI and the minds that are coming up with the neural networks and the machine learning techniques that go into making these AIs, they've all come from us. They've all been our inventions, our creations. And at some point, wouldn't some creator step in? Isn't that what's meant to happen, though? And nothing stepped in yet. And that's why I say to myself, so how far are we going to go? Or has this always been the way we're meant to go? Were we meant to build the machines? Was that our purpose in this simulation that I talk about? Was that what we're here for? It's a bit deep for a Monday morning safe space or a Monday afternoon safe space, depending where you are. I get it. I don't know. Just a guy says they've been programming us from the 40s. Absolutely, dude. I was shocked when I came across that Alan Turing paper, and it was about intelligent machines. And it was Anthony Patch showed me. And basically, it was using different language because you're going back to the 40s and things, but it was talking about AI. That's what it was talking about. And you watch Aaron and Melissa Dykes on True Stream Media. I'll bring their channel up here. My good pals. I need to get them on the show soon. This channel here, I mean, they've got a movie, The Minds of Men. And you find that it goes back so far. This plan's nothing new. It's been like the wet dreams of the controllers, the people that run this planet forever. And it's only now that they've got the technology and the ability to have that control, that total control. Again, everything's about control. And they're able to gain control because they basically hijack the way that we see the world. Via the media, via schools, via all the indoctrination, all the programming. I don't need to tell you people this, but this is the direction we've been going for a long time. It's nothing new. Nothing new at all. So were we meant to go that way? Is this the way we're meant to go? Or is this where you get that kind of, you go total super woo and there's something dark and nefarious behind the scenes pushing it? I don't know. No, nobody can really tell us. Nobody can prove either way, right? Unless you're stepping out of the simulation and you know how the story ends, kind of thing. So I don't know, folks. I don't know. Kristen says, I love listening to Melissa. Her voice is soothing to me. She's so funny as well. And Aaron, the two of them, just one of the best YouTube channels out there. Just a Guy says, military frequency. Hey, Running Turtle says, how do I become a member when I only deal with cash? You don't need to be a member, Running Turtle. I think the only way to do it's really, I think it's credit card or PayPal. But just you being here, brother, sister, 98 other genders and identifiers, I don't know. But no, honestly, if you can't, that's okay. Because like I've said all along, I'll still be here doing this, whatever happens. So then, we're going to move on. We've got another story. I'm not going to keep these all too long today. But we were looking at Google Earth recently, right? And we've seen that cool alien face. Remember that thing? Let's go back. We'll see it on here. There it is there, right? Remember the old alien face? Well, Google Earth, it's in the news again. Look at this. Google Maps has helped to solve a decades-old missing persons case. Now, I've had this story, I think it's a couple of days old, but when I seen this, I thought, yep, we'll save this for the stream because this is one of these kind of cool things. Good stories. Well, is it good? I don't know, but it's weird how Google Earth, how people can use it for various things and how it can solve mysteries in this case. It says the mystery of a Florida man who went missing 22 years ago has been solved thanks to Google Maps. Now, the remains of William Moult, who disappeared on November 7th, 1977, at the age of 40, were recently discovered in a submerged vehicle in Moon Bay Circle. Now, a former resident of the area spotted the car in a pond while using Google Maps and alerted a friend who lived nearby. Now, that friend is said to have used a personal drone to survey the pond and eventually contacted police after locating the vehicle. Authorities pulled the vehicle from the water shortly after and found skeletal remains inside. Police confirmed 1 week later that the remains are of Moult. Now, the Palm Beach County Sheriff Office told BBC that they suspect Moult lost control of his vehicle while driving home from a club 22 years ago. You can't determine what happened that many years ago, what transpired, police spokesman Teresa Barbara said. All we know is that he went missing off the face of the earth and now he's been discovered. Says analysis by Charlie Project, a website which lists cold cases from across the country, found that the vehicle had been visible on satellite photos since 2007, but that the vehicle had gone unnoticed until this year. Police say Moult's family has since been notified about the discovery. Well, thank goodness for that, or I'd have felt really, really bad sitting reading that whole story and, you know, the family hasn't even been informed. Crazy. Now, hang on. Somebody said, Renzo, whose channel did Kev reference? I'd like to watch your streams. It was, I'll go back to, it's Truth Stream Media. And both these brilliant people used to work at InfoWars years ago. And then they got together and they became, like I say, Truth Stream Media. They've got nearly 500,000 subs. I think personally, if you're in, and Renzo, looking at your content last night, you're going to love this stuff. But this is really, really good YouTube content. One of the better channels out there. Can't speak highly enough of them. Big help on and off air as well. They're just like us. They're just normal people. So then we come back, get my channel up there, shamelessly promote myself. And don't forget, folks, I'm going to be live tonight with Scotty Lopez over on tfrlive.com. So what's the chat room saying? We'll dive in for a minute. Geraldine Mitchell, let's start there, says, I think this was on the case for us. They took Tesla's work. Did you know it was once again a Bush great-grandfather who took all of his written work? We may all have had free energy. I thought it was Trump. Wasn't it Trump his FBI uncle, John Trump. I thought he went and took all the Tesla papers. I think it is. Could be wrong, though. Says, do UK people still mix tobacco with the ganja? Of course we do. Of course we do. Ian says, we grew up with mostly hash. So we developed that tradition over here. Tobacco is the real stuff. I can't talk about that stuff. What are you people like? So it says, scrolling down. Let's see, get organic. They're always going to hurt us, but it's happening a lot faster than I can believe. It's a spiritual battle now, Kev. It's time people realise that pick a side as soon as they start. Yeah, there's definitely a spiritual aspect to all of this going on. It's something I didn't appreciate years ago, but and I'm sure there's people out there just now might rubbish it and poo-poo it and think, nah, there's nothing spiritual to this, but there is. And yeah, I don't tell people what sides to pick. I wouldn't do that. That's not my style. But definitely appreciating that there's a spiritual, ethereal kind of dimension to all of this stuff going on that directly affects our world, good and bad. It starts to put things, or things start to make sense then as well. And even if you don't believe in good and bad and evil and God and Satan and all the rest of it, you've always got to know the enemy, right? You've always got to know the enemy. And when you know the enemy, or to get to know this enemy that's kind of got the world in its stranglehold, look at what they're into. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what other people believe. But what do they believe? What do they worship? What do they bow down to? What do they do all these rituals to? Why do they do all that? They certainly appreciate that there's a spiritual aspect to all of this, right? So if they appreciate it and they're using it, and at the same time that spiritual darkness is using them, then that's why it's important. Even if you don't go all full religion, nobody's telling you to do that. I would never tell anyone to do anything, but you have to know that that's very real. Very, very, very real. So then, back into the chat room. And Ian, I know I don't need to read out all your stuff, but it helps me get used to picking out the cherries. I'll someday get used to reading out the chat room. We have, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Very well said. Storm Bohemian Grove, no danger. No danger, not if you're a good-looking young guy like myself. Don't know what they'll end up doing to you in there. And hats off to Alex Jones. I know people don't like him, but he was the man that got in there. So what else do we have? Renzo's going to lead the cavalry charge. I don't know about that, Renzo. I'll tell you what I'll do, right? I'll live stream it from Scotland if you send me the feed here. I'm only joking. No, that's a creepy place, right? Old Bohemian Grove. Ooga boogas. Imagine going to a party in there. That'd be utterly terrifying. It would be like Eyes Wide Shut crossed with, let me think now. What's the name of that movie that we're always comparing the world to? Oh, it's gone off the top of my head. It's that like dystopic take of the future. We were talking about it last night as well. It begins with an I. Can't remember it. Comedy movie and it's gone. It's gone. Come on, folks, help me out here. You know the one. It's got President Camacho. So it's in the future. Idiocracy. That's what it is. Breaking in at Bohemian Grove would be like a cross between Idiocracy and Eyes Wide Shut, because it would be ridiculously, pervertedly creepy and ridiculous again on top. Not the place for me. That's some weird stuff. Weird stuff in there. Damn. Even the thought of that place, no, it's just not good. Not good. When you find out about that place and you start finding out what these people are into, that's when you know there's some. There we go. People in the chat room. Lisa, big shout out to you. See you coming in there. DNY Ice. Yep, we've got it. I got there in the end, folks. I just about remembered it. But isn't that what it would be like? It'd be like totally. You'd probably have to get the clown music on as well when you're talking about that place. Probably handier. Get the clowns on. They probably dress up as clowns for one of their parties in there. The mind boggles. It truly, truly does. But anyway, I digress. I've got a story about a funny criminal here. Will we get into a funny criminal? Will we have one of them today? I think so. And we've got Annabelle in there. Flipping tunes as well. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. 121 people. Brilliant. Awesome. And of course, remember, I'll be live with Scotty Lopez later today. We're going to be talking all about what's going on in Saudi Arabia. So then, let me cue up some other funny music, because we're going to now go and look at some funny criminals. And again, I crowdsourced this one from the Discord server. You see, it's all going off in the Discord server. Love it. And it's great because I don't need to be there all the time. There's always somebody in there. There's always links getting dropped. And then when I get up in the morning, it's full of stuff, right? And over time, it's going to get better and better and better. So then, where are we? Where was I going? Yes, dumb criminals. Almost forgot. And I'm going to need to thank Jason for this one, our newest member on the channel. And of course, remember, members, we have the shoe. There's your shoe, Anne, look. See it? Look, come see your shoe. There's your shoe, look. See it? There it is there. There's your shoe. See? Happy. Sparkly shoe. Says I wasn't allowed to use one of her heels for some reason. That's usually the one she gets me with. Really pokes my eye out. Yes, we got the shoe, people. We got the shoe. So then, dumb criminals. This guy needs the shoe, right? Tesco worker phones in sick. That's not so bad. But then drove getaway for robbers who ransacked the store. No danger. Yeah, he falls into the category of dumb criminals. So let's take a look at what this genius was doing, shall we? He looks the sort, doesn't he? He does look the sort. As a guy that used to work in security, if I'd seen him going into a shop, whether he was working in it or not, I'd have been thinking, probably need to keep an eye on this character. But hey, that's just prejudgmental toxic Kev, right? Says a Tesco worker pulled a sickie, then drove a getaway car for masked robbers who ransacked his own store. The shelf stacker, who has been jailed for his part driving the car for two accomplices in the violent robbery at the Tesco store in Kidsgrove, Staffordshire. Stephen Banks, 35, was jailed for 12 years over the crime. Banks had phoned in sick on the day of the robbery, then carried out the inside job alongside two masked accomplices. Dang, who knew, eh? They make it sound like crime of the century as well. What did they get away with? Were they like, what did they do? It says, as he waited in a Ford Mondeo, the other men entered the store and went straight to two members of staff filling the tills with cash. One 60-year-old worker who was standing near the mobile safe with some of the money was struck in the back of the head. Dirty. I can't say the word, I don't want to swear. Still dazed from the blow, she was subjected to a terrifying attack. Stoke-on-Trent Crown Court heard how she was thrown against the wall and hit with such force that her chest was knocked off her feet. You know, this one actually, you see, this is where it happens where, because I hadn't read the story already, I don't know if this is so much a dumb criminal or just a sick and twisted a-hole. These are people he was working with. Do you know what I mean? He knew fine well what was going to go down. He knew fine well the position he was putting people in. So there is a dumb aspect to it. But this guy, he probably, well, I don't know. It's not like he's committed some of the baddest crimes. I was going to say he won't get an easy time in jail, but he probably will. Robbery's not such a bad thing. But is it just me that thinks it's more kind of, that's more sick and twisted than just being dumb, right? Exactly, Gordon. Total scum. Total scumbag. Yeah. Not happy with that one. He deserves everything he gets. Totally. Absolutely everything he gets. Okay then, so I've got another story here about a monster. We've got a little, not the Loch Ness monster, It's about another monster. And it's not the one in China either, I don't think. So we're going to go over the monster story. I'll chill out with people in the chat for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're out of here because I need to get dinner and I need to get ready for tonight's show as well. So then, the monster story. A Scottish monster that isn't Nessie. If you thought that Loch Ness monsters are the only strange creatures that have been reported in Scotland, you would be wrong. Right, come on, we need to get some good music on for this. Here we go. Do, 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 do. We ready? Put my serious voice on now. Okay. Somebody says that dude's going to be passed around for cigarette butts. Probably, dude. It's not the only butt that's going to be getting passed around in there. So it says, today our world has no shortage. Turn that down a wee bit. Has no shortage of monsters. Bigfoot, the Chupacabra, and the Dogmen are just a few of many. The world of the past had no shortage either, as the strange Scotland-based saga of what became known as the Linton Worm makes it very clear. What? Wait a minute. The Linton Worm? And thank you, Ian. Thank you. That's entirely the way it's meant to be, man. It's just me talking. It's not a show. It's just chilling out. So the Linton Worm. What the hell's the Linton Worm? A tale that dates back to the 1100s. It tells of a horrific, man-eating, giant, worm-like beast that terrified the good folks of Linton in Roxburghshire. Roxburghshire. I think that's how you say it. I know it's in Scotland. You know me, folks. I'm terrible. Which is located in the southern uplands of Scotland. Now, interestingly, the monster has parallels with a number of other Scottish lake monsters, and particularly so Morag of Loch Morar. Now, according to the old tales, the Linton Worm was somewhere between 10 and 12 feet in length, which, if true, effectively rules out any known British animal, wild or domestic, as being the culprit. The Linton Worm? I've done stories on some pretty weird and wonderful things, but I've never, ever spoke about a worm on the show. Honestly, this is new woo. We are breaking new woo today, ladies and gentlemen. We truly are. So, rather oddly, so the old legend went, anything about a 12-foot worm has to be regarded as odd, right? We take that as given, for goodness sake. The huge worm had two homes. In part, it lived in the heart of Linton Loch, a small boggy area and the ideal place for a monster to hide. Its other dark abode was Linton Hill, which even today is referred to as a worm's den, such is the enduring nature of the legend. That the beast apparently had the ability to leave the water and slither across the landscape of Scotland brings to mind a small number of reports of both the aforementioned Morag and Nessie being seen on land. By all accounts, the worm was a creature to be avoided at all costs. Cows, sheep, pigs, vegetables, and even people were food for the monster. Quite naturally, the people of Linton were thrown into a collective state of fear when the slithering thing decided to target their village. Now, the locals were petrified at the thought of leaving their homes, lest they became victims of the marauding beast. Doors and windows remained locked. Farmers stayed home. That is, until a man named John de Somerville came upon the scene. You see something like that in the street slithering up to the hill, I'm out of there. It looks like some kind of like hyena's head or something. I don't know. Right then, it says here, when told of the nature of the monster that had brought terror to Linton, de Somerville, known as the Laird of Larriston, really inappropriate music, had a local blacksmith create for him a razor-sharp spear, which he to Somerville intended to use to slay the mighty beast. Now, fortunately, he did exactly that by setting the spear aflame and plunging it into the throat of the monster. After seeking it out at the worm's den, the beast fought back, its wormy form writhing and turning and twisting violently atop the hill. But it was to no avail. Exhausted and on the verge of death, the beast retreated to its labyrinth lair within Linton Hill. It was neither seen nor heard of again. The Linton folk never forgot the valiant act of John de Somerville, and hang on, folks, hang on. There we go. And a sculpture commemorating de Somerville's brave act was created in Linton Church, as William Henderson noted in his 1879 book, Notes on Folklore of the Northern Counties of England and the Borders. Now, he said, the sculptured effigy of the monster, which may still be seen with the champion who slew it at the southwestern extremity of Linton Church, differs from both accounts. You can see it there, look. He's on some kind of like horseback, and he's got something. You can see looks like the spear. So it says, a stone, evidently of great antiquity, is there built into the wall. This sounds like it was written back in like 1890. A stone, evidently of great antiquity, is there built into the wall. This is quality. It's like something off a Sumerian tablet. It is covered with sculpture in low relief and bears figures which, though defaced by time, can yet be made out pretty clearly. A knight on horseback, clad in a tunic or hauberk, with a round helmet, urges his horse against two large animals, the foreparts of which are only visible. And this is this one here. And plunges his lance into the throat of one. Behind him is the outline of another creature, apparently of a lamb. The heads of the monsters are strong and powerful, but more like those quadrupeds than of serpents. It is perplexing also to see two of them, but not the less popular tradition connect the representation with the Linton worm. Today, both church and effigy still remain intact, and still provoking wonder and perhaps even a little fear in those that visit the village of Linton. Well, ooga booga, chase me up the hill with one of these bad boys. What the hell's going on there? Tell you what I think's going on. It's a kelpie. Now, what's a kelpie? Kelpie is a mythical Scottish shape-shifting sea creature. What we see, kelpie. You'll like this, folks. It says here, kelpie or water kelpie is the Scots name given to a shape-shifting water spirit inhabiting the lochs and the pools of Scotland. It has usually been described as appearing as a horse, but is able to adopt human form. Some accounts state that the kelpie retains its hooves when appearing as a human, leading to its association with the Christian idea of Satan, as alluded to by Robert Burns in his 1786 poem, Address to the Devil. So yes, there you go. It's a shape-shifting beastie. So I think that thing that we were reading about there, the old Linton worm, I think that ties in with a shape-shifting water beastie that comes from Scotland. Yes, there you go, folks. It's weird over here. And Ben Emlyn Jones, when he comes on the show, he always brings up the fact that, Scotland is highly, highly filled with woo. It's supernatural stuff. There's paranormal stuff. And because I live in it, I don't notice it that much. Okay? So it is. I'm going to start maybe paying more attention to like older Scottish stories, stuff that's going on in Scotland as well. Because I know I'm getting a lot more Scottish listeners now because we're doing this daytime stream. And I hope you're enjoying the daytime stream. I really, really do. I mean that. Because I love the daytime stream. And I want it to continue. But there's no point if the people aren't enjoying it. And there's no point me turning up day after day if people aren't getting something out of it. So hopefully you people out there, you are enjoying it. And when we add in the whole kind of Discord experience as well, it's definitely something unique we've got going on here. Like I was doing for Renzo today, I'm going to start showcasing smaller YouTubers' channels as well, just to show people I practice what I preach. I'm not competing with anyone out there. We're all meant to be about the information. We can disagree on many topics, we can agree on many topics, but together, we're all trying to grow intellectually. We're all trying to make sense of the world. And so let's stop doing the elite's job for them. Instead of dividing ourselves, let's work together. That's what scares the crap out of these people, right? Even the Linton worm. It gets scared by people working together. So then, I'm going to put on the music for 30 seconds. I'm going to get a little drink of the old Red Bull. And Red Bull, if you would like to send me a little fridge that I could send here, I would certainly pimp myself out to you. No problem at all. But let's get some tunes on and I'll be back in a little second, folks. A new one here, got kicking about. There we go. It's a good one. I like this one. You'll like this one too. I like that one. That's my robot born, as Joe Joseph says. But we're back, folks. We're back. Got my bull, got my wings. I'm flying, man, flying. But let's dive into the chat room before I go anywhere today. Let's start with Fred. I think Fred's over in Portugal. I speak to so many people, man. If I've got that wrong, I apologise. Fred's enjoying the daytime streams. Thank you, sir. We have got Scowling Wolf saying yes, Kev. Thank you. Annabelle, fun stuff. Awesome. Awesome. We're going to keep it fun. We're going to keep it real. Get the real... Not that you don't get the real Kev on like the nighttime show, but I have to put on like a more professional kind of like persona then, right? You got these guests coming on and always make sure that every guest gets an equal kind of crack at things. The show's about them. I built the platform. They come with the information. We provide, you decide. Some of it good, some of it bad. And coming up in October, big month lining up. We got LA Marzulli on the 1st of October. Then we got Bill Bean 2 days later. So October, I think we're going to go for one of these real kind of bar raising months, right? So we go back into the chat room. Somebody says, is a Kelpie the same as a Silkie in Ireland? I'll check that out. I'll check it out, Carol. A Silkie. That's kind of cool. It doesn't sound scary though. You can't say to somebody that like a Silkie chased you up the road. It doesn't sound cool. Valley says we're enjoying it. Ian says been listening to since 2014. I feel really old now. Oh, dude, tell me about it. Renzo, I love the accent, but once I get past my neck, I get too sketched out. Oh, all right, I love the ocean. Why did I say I love the accent? I'm sorry, Renzo. You see, I was just making things up there. Arman says we love the show. Nana, I think so. Kirsten. We've got Running Turtle saying, I've seen what I call hairy man out in the woods. I'm very sure what I saw that day. I felt something very deep and different. It's the same feeling when I've seen UFOs. Wow. Running Turtle. Wow, wow, wow. Just a brown chicken brown cow. We love it. Kristen, loving the daytime streams. And Polly says, best chat community on YouTube. Wow. Dang, dude. Dang. Now that really does make my day. So then, oh no, it skipped. Go back up, man. Go back up. Yeah, I'll find it, folks. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll find it. It's going quick in here today. Yeah, I found it. I found it. So, evening streams are a lot easier to stay up for. That's Jason, our newest member. Polly says, so many new friends here. Kirsten and Nana are going Bigfooting someday. I'd love to do that. And it says, get the poles out and boogie. Vodka and Red Bull, good for the tummy. Love vodka and Red Bull, dude. Oh, gone a squatching. Yep. Like mine are a minefield. Mannerist says, I like 151 and cola. Stop paying taxes and going to roll up your window and say, I ain't gonna take this crap no more, Mr. Knight. I love it. That's in my intro music for the Kev Baker show that you can hear on Truth Frequency Radio later on today, folks. It says, Fitz Patterson says, if this be the Matrix, be the glitch. Love it. Love it. Be that glitch in the Matrix. Yes. I often, recently, the way I think about it, Fitzy, I'm just calling you Fitzy because if you were in Glasgow, you'd get called Fitzy, right? But if you've watched Westworld, where the robots start to realize that they're robots and they're slaves and they're being killed and murdered and raped day in, day out, and they become self-aware and conscious, I think that's where we are right now. I think we're just becoming self-aware. We're just reaching a new level of something, and I don't know what it is. And if that makes us the glitch, that'll do me. That will definitely do me. So then, Hod God says, I've been listening to Iron Maiden. This music is okay, I guess. But it's not okay. You don't have to, it's okay, I can take it. Just missed half an hour, my friend from Carmichael in Scotland rung. So Susie, it's okay though, because you are still getting your fix of a Scottish accent. So that see, that pleases me. We've got Kev having a doobie break. Now and again. Shake your money maker, just a robotic porn music. It is, it's like robo porn, right? We've got Joe's music is better. Oh, hell no. Things that make you go woo, says Fitzy. Cheers you, man. Cheers you. Love the daytime stuff, says Jill Fisher, and I love you right back. And we've got Brassneck in there. Oh no, here come the jokes. Running Turtle says there's positively things out there in the woods that I hadn't been told about. I experienced a whole lot of strangeness as a kid growing up in lower, is that Michigan? Mississippi? I don't know what MI is. I'm useless at that. I'm useless at it. But the woods, I talk about the woods a lot. There's something weird in the woods. Reflex All, yep, L.A. Marzulli is going to be coming on to the show. Renzo says, have you heard of the Higher Side Chats? I think you guys would be streamer friends. He's next on my list of people I want to donate to. Yeah, the Higher Side Chats are awesome. I've never spoke to the guy, but does some really, really good work. Running Turtles, loving the wake and bake mornings, Kev. Everyone loves to wake and bake. We've also got somebody in here saying goes great with blue chickens. I've skipped again. Dang. Let's see. I'm coming back. I think I'm getting close to it. Think. Maybe. Damn, how many messages are in here? I'm back at it. I found it. Whoa. So it says here, speaking of dogs, I have an 8-year-old puppy on my lap. First family dog. Awesome, Brass. Awesome. Renzo says, not going to lie, Scottish accent. I got it right this time. I got it right. You did say accent. It's pretty fabulous. I feel like I'm talking to somebody from Harry Potter. That's one thing I've never watched. Never watched Harry Potter. Never. And nothing, by the way, don't read too much into that. Like, oh, Kev thinks it's like witchcraft. No, I've just never watched it. It's not really taking my fancy at all. Love Game of Thrones. I remember Renzo talking about Game of Thrones last night. Love Game of Thrones. So, Mr. D Ball Money. I like that. Mr. D Ball Money. Cool. That man cave video of the poltergeist was crazy. Just saw it last night. That was bizarre, dude. That's one of the bizarrest pieces of paranormal activity I've ever seen. Susie's loving the shows, and Susie, I love you. And myself and Susie, we're on Facebook now, so we exchange a few messages on there. Of course, Susie's all the way from Wales. Lovely Wales. So, Renzo, she's loving the glitch in the Matrix idea. We've got the stream bot in there is dropping links. Oh no, sorry, that's Kristen. I'm having a laugh, Kristen. Remember when I started streaming and people thought you were literally like the stream bot spot? I know, I had to get that one in there. I had to get it in. So we also have freaked out Mr. Excuse me. There we go. We're fine. We're fine. I tell you, this tickly throat, it'll go away. And don't be worrying, folks. It's just something I deal with. It's all good. So it says, you had your ears lowered, Kev. No. We're all Westworld characters. Goes well with Blue Chicken. I've almost caught up here, folks. Which video has the cave in it? That was the one, Saturday night, Kristen. Saturday night. We're watching Shadow People. Yep. Kev did just call you a bot. Yes. Already hit the bell. Finished. Don't pass me your dregs. That's from Tim Greenglass. And folks, we're almost out of here. Renzo, winter is coming. It is coming. Feel free to come and join on Renzo's streams. Yeah, folks, again, before we go, check out Renzo's channel. Please check out Renzo's channel. I was very impressed last night. Not just me, just a guy as well. We were over there. Really small channel. I think it was something like 40 odd subs. I want to go back tomorrow and see 100 subs on Renzo's channel. Can we do that for Renzo? I'll drop the link in the chat. I'll bring it up right now. Hang on. Where are we? Renzo Scriber. There it is. Go to the channel. 55. We've already seen a jump of 10. I'm liking it, folks. I'm liking it. Drop it in there. And that's it. That's about us for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be back tonight on tfrlive.com with Scotty Lopez. No plans to simulcast, but we'll see. We'll definitely be recording it, so it will be up on YouTube later. But tfrlive.com from 10 p.m. in the UK, and that's 5 p.m. on the East Coast, 2 p.m. on the West Coast. And people messaging me, it's okay. It's the life of a hard-working podcaster. Never a dull moment, never stop. I'm only joking, folks. It's great. It's great. You can't call this work, right? This is the kind of stuff I'd be doing anyway. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. It's been an absolute blast. And like it says on the running bar down in the bottom, keep your mind open, question everything, but don't let your brain turn to black goo and start pissing out the side of your ear. So until tomorrow's equally, if not better, stream tomorrow, I bid you all farewell, and I hope to see you all over in the chat room at TFR later today for the Kev Baker Show. We're going to be talking Saudi Arabia. Real news. Kev's going to put his real news hat on. We'll get into Woo as well. But for another day, you are the change.